Today we're going to talk about how to use the body in harmony with the natural energy and momentum of the sticks. One key to ergonomic playing is to be very loose and relaxed. So the first thing I want you to do is let your arms hang at the sides and just wiggle them as if they're wet noodles. And we're going to just bend our elbows up and put our hands in position. I call this kind of a natural, or the home position, if you will. Notice that the forearm is kind of at a 45-degree angle. It may be 30 degrees depending on the way that you're built, but it is not flat, turned down, or perpendicular to the ground. It's kind of at an angle to the ground. This is a very natural position to be in. There's another argument for the naturalness of this position. Today, a lot of people are suffering from what's called repetitive motion stress disorder, which comes from operating a standard computer keyboard. Typical computer keyboards are flat and straight. In order to operate them, we have to bend our hands out and tilt our thumbs in so that we're parallel with the ground. An ergonomic computer keyboard is bent in the middle and raised, going back to this, again, this natural type of position. Next issue is how to move the wrist, or how we're going to look at wrist motion. The wrist is an amazing joint. It can function almost as a ball and socket joint, but for the purposes of this technique, we are going to view it as if it was a pin going through there, like a hinge kind of joint, so that it moves in this fashion. We want the hand to move in relation to the forearm above and below the forearm. The reason for this is if you take your other hand, grab your forearm above and below, pull your hand back, and feel the muscles on the top of your forearm contract or tense. Put your hand down. Feel how the muscle beneath the forearm contracts or tenses. We want to take advantage of both of these muscle groups, so we want to move our hand above and below the center line created by our forearm. We want to avoid extremes on either fashion. We can't just drum above or just below. It's best going back and forth between. The next piece, the hand or the fingers. When your hand is completely relaxed, it hangs forward with the fingers open. If I take this stick and just push my hand back, notice what happens to my fingers. I'm not closing them with the muscles in my right hand. I'm just pushing the hand back with the stick, but yet the fingers close. This is kind of the way that the body is wired. Here's another little piece of evidence for this point. If you take your hand, put your other hand on top of it, and enough pressure so that you hold it in this position, then try and make a fist, close, and as soon as you squeeze that fist tight, look at what happens to the hand. It rises. So it's more argument for when the hand is above the center line of your forearm, it's going to be closed. We're going to take this basic open-close motion and use it in the position we talked about before. So we're going to be open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. When I'm open, I'm not extending my fingers open, but I'm just letting my hand kind of hang. Notice that the pads on the fingers are actually creating a little shelf for the stick to sit in. Okay? So this is our basic movement that we're going to be doing.